It's time to get lost in the midcard. This Bleav in Pro Wrestling property is brought to you by Bet Online, the continued #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Join now and receive your 100% welcome bonus on your first deposit when you use our promo code Bleav. Now, here are Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black on the Bleav Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. We're apparently on the road to WrestleMania. All news breaks on Monday. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome. Middle of March already. Hard to believe that once we hit the weekend, we're going to be 2 weeks away to WrestleMania. Insane that we're already that close. It seemed like a humdrum day until some certain news broke, which we'll get into in a little bit, but we'll grow into that. We'll talk about television. We'll talk about Ring of Honor. We'll talk about AEW. We'll talk about WWE. All sorts of fun stuff. Heading into, of course, the biggest weekend in pro wrestling, which is, of course, WrestleMania weekend. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Orange Cassidy. It is Mr. Orange Cassidy. From wherever, weighing in at whatever. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey. Hey. Matt, oh, there's D in the chat. Matt and Dark Shades. Yeah! Mark Chill, what's up? Steven Chambers. Weekend was good.
Not long enough.
That's
how my weekend was.
I do have a 4-day weekend though this weekend, so that's going to be glorious.
I am
but I'm
supremely jealous.
I'm hosting trivia 3 nights in a row though, so I'll miss Dynamite Live because I got to host trivia Tuesday went through Thursday this week. So make some extra cash so that I'm gonna, but then have fun, watch the tournament with some friends, get a little silly, all that. MK, what's up? Road or highway, street or boulevard or drive? And a lot of times it's filled with potholes, like we're going to get into later on. Frantic World, thank you for joining us. Where's your international championship, Matt? You don't have that from AEW.
It's in my backpack.
Yeah, exactly. You should have brought the backpack. Wake up, Matt. MK thinks you're sleeping. What's up, Safet? Oh man. Well, anything happened today that's newsworthy?
A little bit.
Well, this guy. How about this guy? The rumor mill was swirling even before Fightful Select dropped their article later this afternoon. But it is now possible, in the realm of possibility, that due to a physical issue, that Bray Wyatt could be missing WrestleMania. There was an absence from the Madison Square Garden event on yesterday, March 12th. Fans were concerned about his status. And, of course, there were people that were, I don't know if they're correctly or just are recklessly reporting that he walked out due to creative, but a source familiar with the situation has told Fightful Select that Bray Wyatt is currently sidelined with a physical issue. They're not sure on a return time as of now. There have been rumors that Wyatt had walked out due to creative issues, but thus far they have not gained any information that would confirm that and have been told from anyone in the company thus far. Wyatt was slated to appear in other live events and episodes of SmackDown, but were pulled from those due to physical issues. WWE sources. Though he'd been sidelined, Lashley continued to feud without Bray Wyatt being there, including last week in a backstage segment. At one point this weekend, Lashley is not scheduled for Raw. Almost weekly, they mentioned that Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy's materials were sent to the site of SmackDown, but not used in the last 2 episodes. They're told that Bray has not been planned for creative for those shows and is not scheduled for Raw. Boy, I mean, talk about interesting developments on the road to WrestleMania, Matt. Do you buy into the narrative that it could be due to creative?
No, because it seemed like Wyatt had some kind of injury with his pinky or whatever back in December, and he worked through that, and he worked multiple live events over the past month.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if wrestling in the dark, not the safest way to work, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ran into some kind of other physical injury in that. I don't think WWE is working with the mindset that he's not going to be at WrestleMania, because if they did, I think everything involving him and Lashley would just be wiped off of programming completely.
Yeah.
And if we don't get anything Lashley Wyatt related on Raw or SmackDown this week, maybe then that might be a cause to revisit this. But I still think the match at WrestleMania is going to happen. But I mean, we'll know sooner rather than later. It's not like there's a whole bunch of time. Before we're at the show. We're just a few weeks away now.
Yeah,
so
it'll be 2 weeks from well, of course we don't know the days, what day what's going to go on, but I mean we're just a hair over 2 weeks away now from WrestleMania. Yeah, stuff gets said that doesn't get used all the time to SmackDown, so there's nothing to read into that. It doesn't mean that they were planning to have him there. Even the Fightful report said there were no creative plans to have him involved there. So it's Bray Wyatt is a guy that does not have to be there every week either, you know. Though it's not the feud we were looking for, it's not a feud that makes any sense. It was thrown together. But you know, Lashley has made it work to the best of his abilities. So, you know, we'll see what happens going forward there. But yeah, a lot of speculation running wild, brother, because you know, the dirt sheets like to speculate and things like that. But hey, thanks to Matt giving me a heads up on this here. Breaking news from Fightful Select. Internal pitches have been made for Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE is still trying to get Austin into the Mania fold. The 58-year-old Stone Cold Steve Austin came out of retirement, of course, last year in a very entertaining and good match with Kevin Owens, which was widely praised amongst a lot of people. They've been told and been reported that multiple pitches have been made to Austin since last year. Sources believe he's been open-minded to the possibility of wrestling another match for the right situation and the right money, but the offers so far haven't seemed like either of those fit the bill. Sources familiar said that Austin was pitched a match with Brock Lesnar last summer or fall. Of course, that's a whole can of worms.
If I'm Austin, I'm like, are you all on drugs?
Right?
Like, you seriously want me to wrestle the man who 90% of his offense is dropping people on their neck?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't think that match proposal through. Because if they did for like 5 minutes, they wouldn't even have sent that match his way. That's insanity.
Yeah, I think they just had this pipe dream because that was supposed to be a match. Then Austin walked out of the company, and now they want to rerun it and for history's sake and use that as a backdrop.
And if Brock did more than 5 moves in 2023, maybe that's something they could revisit. But like, the dude does a bunch of German suplexes and F5s. I mean, that's all he does anymore. So like, you can't work a match around that against somebody who needs to have their neck protected. It wouldn't freaking work.
Austin was later offered significantly a higher amount of money to face Roman Reigns, as it appeared that money was the issue with the Brock Lesnar situation. As of late, as Stephen Chambers asking in the chat, Fightful has heard that the very in shape Stone Cold Steve Austin has made additional pitches to get onto the show. Was made additional pitches. He didn't make the pitches. WWE made the pitches with LA Knight being rumored. Yeah.
Because they're desperate because they don't have The Rock.
And nobody close to Austin or in WWE has been able to verify that it's happening yet. Obviously, LA Knight's going to be involved in the show. He keeps up with the line that a WrestleMania in LA cannot not have LA Knight. I almost think this almost the same type of vein as Stone Cold and KO. I think this could work. I think it could work.
I honestly, I could see them not advertising him at all. And LA Knight just comes out for a talking segment and whines about not being on the show. And Austin comes out and beats him up and hits him with a stunner.
Yeah.
Does the beer celebration shit, and everybody pops for it. Like, I think that's why. I think that's what they're going for if they end up going in that route.
AMK in the chat, I don't think that's gonna really. You can't. It's hard to bury LA Knight. LA Knight is a guy that can bounce back from something like that.
I'm really curious to hear his audience reaction tonight, because everybody wanted to make a big deal about his reaction in DC the other week about how over he's gotten and how loud the crowd was. That's pretty much LA Knight's backyard. He
but
born in Hagerstown, Maryland, hop, skip, and a jump from DC. A lot of local love there. So I'm really
is it a casual WWE crowd though? Or is it?
But here's the thing. He's supposed to be facing Cody Rhodes tonight on Raw. I'm really curious to hear what the crowd reaction is for him tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
Because if it's just as loud or even comparable to what it was in DC, there's some people that don't need the win to get over.
No.
And they just get over with their sheer charisma and their mic skills and being entertaining.
I think KO survived. I think KO survived last WrestleMania, don't you think?
Yeah. I'm just saying, if his popularity is really going up, and he has the opportunity to do something with one of the biggest WWE legends of all time at WrestleMania,
you're cemented right there.
Yeah, you're not.
It's a moment in history.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's a moment in history that you can't take away.
And that's something the company will take care of him for in the future.
If
Austin trusts you enough to go in there and do something with you, that's just going to benefit your WWE career long term.
Frantic World in the chat. At this point, the build up to WrestleMania is looking a little messy. Well, it almost always has been for many years.
Well, I thought it was looking pretty damn solid until the old man came in and stuck his fingerprints all over everything. Yeah. So, and now it's a bit jumbled right now. So
yeah. Austin is scheduled to do some WWE related promotional work for 2K soon as well. Yes, this would be great. What? Yeah. What? Yeah.
They would do that on the mic before they brawled. I mean, like, it has all the makings for a very entertaining segment that they could do for WrestleMania.
I'm excited.
I don't foresee this as a bad thing for LA Knight if this is something that they can get for him.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the prospects of that there. Moving on, we finally took long enough, but we finally got our first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame. None other than the legendary luchador, Rey Mysterio, who we all expect to have a match against his son, Dominic, at WrestleMania. It's almost all but a formality at that point. Obviously, with Rey, I mean, the career speaks for itself. I mean, the man started hard to believe, but this guy started in the 80s when he was just a teenager and then started in AAA, feuding with Juventud Guerrera in the early to mid 90s before Extreme ECW and then WCW came a calling. Of course, obviously he had a hell of a run in WCW as it was, and then of course the WWE run, the Royal Rumble win, the lasting over an hour in the Royal Rumble, then leaving WWE, kind of getting in shape, reinventing himself, having some killer matches on New Japan and the Indies, even All Out. Wasn't he in All Out? The first show, wasn't he? I thought I could have sworn he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in the main event of All Out in that tag match. Had my brain is not functioning well today, and it's another reason I'm doing my Orange Cassidy impression, because like I'm reading things that aren't there. I'm like my brain's not functioning correctly.
So you read the same thing I did too in that that Raw thing.
This afternoon I was going back and forth with freaking SP3 because I thought he said Judgment Day when he said the Bloodline.
Yeah, and then
like,
I said,
like I don't even know how the hell I confused the two terms, but I did, and I was just like, man, I'm on such a lack of sleep right now. It's not even funny. Like I feel totally out of it, and it's totally appropriate to do some Orange Cassidy cosplay in honor of my day. So
and then a Fightful Select report came out, and I'm like, oh, maybe we can get if Bray's not gonna, maybe we can get the Lashley Leslie thing or Lesnar thing, because I thought it said Omos was on a missing sheet, but it actually said Otis, and then Matt read the same thing.
You literally no. I was referring to the fact that you just misread something because I was referring to the conversation I was just having with SP3. So I'm like, so we're both misreading shit today.
I thought you were.
Because
I thought you read that too.
No, I did not. I misread. Look, yours was better than mine. At least yours began with an O. Like, I don't know how I read Judgment Day out of Bloodline. Maybe I read Bloodline, thought Brood went to Judgment Day in my brain. I don't know what the hell happened, but it's been a day. I'm out of it. I just hopefully Raw doesn't put me to sleep tonight, because
probably will.
I'm worried. Well, I thought last week's show was pretty good.
It was, yeah.
I'm hoping they can continue the momentum going into Mania. Fingers crossed.
But Rey Mysterio, number 4 in the PWA 500 in 1999, a 5-time WCW Cruiserweight champion, a 1-time Cruiserweight tag champ with Billy Kidman, 3 times WCW World Tag Champs with Billy Kidman, Conan, who is going to induct him, and Juventud Guerrera. Then, of course, WWE won the the WWE Championship once and the World Heavyweight title twice. Their version of the Cruiserweight title 3 times. 2-time Intercontinental title. 4-time Tag Champion with Edge, Rob Van Dam, Eddie, and Batista. 1-time SmackDown Tag titles, of course, with his son, Dominic Mysterio. And 2-time United States title. I mean, everything's laid out there, Matt. It was just a matter of time before Ray got inducted, wasn't it?
I don't love the idea of them inducting him when he's still active. I think it's kind of a cop out. Like they've only ever done this 2 other times, and one was for Flair, and we knew he was retiring that weekend anyway, and the other one was for Goldberg, who was on the tail end of his career at that point anyway. So I don't.
As MK says in the chat, do you think the Hall of Fame ceremony is the final straw for Ray to accept that match?
And I would hate that with a passion, that they would take a Hall of Fame ceremony and turn that into a storyline driver into WrestleMania that weekend.
Well, it's a Hall of Fame that includes Drew Carey, so
set that damn match up beforehand. And look, if it's not mask versus hair, like I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
because that's exactly what it should be. It should be Ray versus Dom in a mask versus hair match. That's exactly what they should be booking at WrestleMania.
Especially since Dom's rocking that Eddie hair right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
what was that?
Yeah, there you go. MK in the chat, reading news stories doesn't seem like the GCW trademark thing with AEW won't derail the game.
It's not derailing it at all.
We gave our predictions last week of when it's going to come out, and we said right around Double or Nothing.
I said last week I predicted it to be out on May 23rd. And if it's not out by May 23rd, I will be very, very, very surprised.
Very?
That's all I'm going to say for now. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to behave. But I will say, if it is not out by May 23rd, I will be very surprised.
Switching gears to this Wednesday, a mystery opponent is going to be in Winnipeg. And so she is challenging any Canadian to come on down and challenge her for the TBS title. Of course, a lot of names come to mind, but I think the interesting one to me, Matt, would be Taya Valkyrie, who is
that's who I believe it is.
And did you see her tweet today? She's pulling
I've
a
not
Jericho.
seen her tweet.
I'm gonna be watching Dynamite from home on Wednesday. Is what she said in LA.
I don't believe her. She told my boss Bill Pritchard from WrestleZone for that on Friday, and after he told me what she said, I'm like, yeah, I still don't believe her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't look. You're not going to come out and tell everybody that you're going to be there.
No.
Because then you're freaking ruining it.
Yeah.
But
could she take it from her? Could she? No.
I don't see her coming in and winning.
Who takes it from her?
I definitely see. Everybody's still saying it's going to be Chris Statlander. And apparently she's going to be back sooner rather than later, according to recent reports. So,
Fightful had run down a list of some Canadian women that could challenge Lufisto, of course, legendary wrestler there. Jody Threat, who's a free agent. Rosemary's interesting, but that would have to be a little handshake deal, which, of course, Impact and AEW are not on bad terms. Bunny, but I mean, she has not been presented as a threat and so that would really not really be. I mean, that this is more of a surprise type of deal.
And here's the thing, they need. You don't do something like this without burning out somebody big.
Gail Kim it's been mentioned in the chat. I think that'd be interesting.
Gail Kim would be incredible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would be extremely pissed that you don't build up to another Gail Kim match. You don't just throw that out there. If Gail Kim is going to step in the ring again, I want a month or two of build.
Yeah,
to lead into that match, be it at Impact or AEW or wherever.
Yeah,
if Gail's stepping back in the ring, there needs to be a prop. She deserves a proper build for that to happen. I don't see it happening.
Just because she's under contract to Impact doesn't mean anything. There's been working agreements between those two companies. So
to me, if it's not Taya Valkyrie, it's going to be a disappointment. Like everybody else that's SAP listed in that report, like the casual fan is going to be like, who? Like nobody's going to like.
The AEW crowd may know Rosemary, but that's it.
Look, and they'll probably vaguely know Lufisto and Jody Threat too, but it's not going to do anything that nobody's going to be really that excited to like for that to be a surprise opponent. If you want to do one of those matches, you announce the name ahead of time, and that's perfectly fine. Like any one of those names are perfectly fine. But you don't advertise a mystery name and then not deliver somebody of stature, or of star power that they need.
Yeah.
Because people get really pissy with that kind of stuff really quick. So I think it's Taya Valkyrie. I think she's working everybody. I could be completely wrong. We'll know in 48 hours. But right now, I think it's Taya, and I think she's coming in AEW.
Yeah.
Because like she would have to be insane to go back to WWE again after how they treated her last time.
Right.
Like
and
absolutely insane to go back there.
And
I'm hoping if she's already wrapped up with Impact. She canceled going on the Australian tour that's going on right now and stayed home. Why did she stay home? For what reason? Why didn't she go work that tour? She's supposed to be finishing up with MLW. I'm hearing that she's finished up with AAA. Why is she finishing up with all these places if she's not going to WWE and AEW? And if she's going back to WWE, I think she's out of her damn mind. So to me, AEW makes the most sense, and I hope it will be her on Wednesday night.
Yeah. Before we got that Stone Cold Steve Austin breaking news, we were going to do a thing on Brock Lesnar, who's had 5 pitched opponents for WrestleMania, but we've already covered that. So I'm just going to show you the great photo I got of Brock Lesnar because I just want to show that. Look at that. Look at that. That is just epic cowboy Brock right there, man. But yeah, obviously we kind of ran down some of those opponents anyway. So let's just enjoy that sweater for a minute, take it in.
Fucking Bork.
Who is, I Bleav, scheduled for a face-to-face with Omos tonight. Maybe he injures Omos.
I can't wait to get up and get a snack during that.
Maybe he injures Omos and we get Lesnar and Lashley like we all want. We got
no desire to see that match whatsoever.
No. That's why I hope it's ding ding F5 over.
And that's probably why Brock wanted the match.
Because that's what it's
going
to
be.
You
mean I can do? Oh, you mean I can get a WrestleMania payday for less than a minute of work? Let's do that. And even more so, let me go on first so I can get on a plane right after we're done and go home.
Go have 4 hours of sex with my wife. Why not? We got the latest on the WWE sale, of course. A report recently came out, according to CNBC. WWE is set to meet with potential buyers next month in April to prep first round bids. There is no guarantee that a sale happens. Nick Khan said in February, if a sale were to happen, it could be quick, noting maybe 3 months. That was back in February. January 12th, WWE announced they engaged with outside advisors to review strategic alternatives in relation to upcoming media rights negotiations. One of them is a potential sale of the company, which would happen before the media rights deals for Raw and SmackDown are locked in, which I do believe September. Does that sound right, Matt? When those lock in, is it around September? I think that's right.
Somewhere around there, I believe. I'm not 100% certain of that.
So that's the latest update. That a first round of talking to the buyers. Hopefully, none of them involve Saudi Arabia, but we'll see. Let's catch up with the chat here. Oh yeah, see, Saudi Arabia privately have WWE. That's why the bid's 9 million. 9 million. The WWE. Well, no, 9 billion.
Apparently 9 billion is the number that Vince wants, and apparently the company is only worth 6 billion right now. So
yeah. Mark Joe, it's gonna be the bunny, and we're all gonna groan. Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
She got injured recently. I don't know if she's ready to come back.
Yeah, she got hurt pretty bad.
I think it was I can't remember who she was in the ring with. Was it Jamie Hayter?
It was a tag match with Penelope. I think against Hayter and Britt.
I thought it was a singles match.
Maybe, I don't know. MK, the only one I would see is Jody Threat. AEW owes her for turning Athena into a great heel. But it's also a name that we're giving these surprise challenges to, that it's just not a name that's gonna resonate with the fans. And Steven Chambers enjoying Cowboy Lesnar, but yes, Safed, Omos, and Brock. Well, I don't think it'd be a bathroom break. You might not be able to piss that long.
If I miss a part of the match afterwards, then that's on me. But I'm definitely getting up and going, doing something else during that match.
Greg Bush, our old buddy here. Did I miss the OC impression? Yes, he just didn't. He forgot his backpack. Yeah. Amazon and Netflix and Disney are not getting WWE. Yeah, I don't know. I would think Steven Chambers. I think NBC Universal is the leader in the clubhouse, and we just hope to God it ain't Saudi, because if WWE takes it private, goes to Saudi, boy, you're going to see a bunch of people jump ship.
If we're taking Saudi out of the picture, which I don't think we can, unfortunately, to me the two front runners are NBC Universal or Disney. I don't see anybody else capable of putting out the offer of what they're looking for, other than those two entities right now. If we're not factoring in, Saudi.
Batista and Khali, who cannot forget that classic?
I would prefer to forget that classic.
1 inch on a pole match. If I get a payday, I'll fucking take an F5. Shit, I don't care.
They'd have to pay me an awful lot of money to step in the ring with Brock Lesnar, because I'm not taking any of those Germans, pal.
Oh, I'll take a couple. I'll tap out at first German. I'll tap out. Oh boy. Let's roll on to some Monday Night Raw talk. Of course, as Matt said, this was a better show compared to the week before, so that's good when you're on the damn road to WrestleMania. Better well be. Plus, you got you're in Boston, so John Cena shows up. Of course, we were all worried Vince was going to do something, but thank God he stayed wherever, hugging John Cena. That's where he was at.
He's a gorilla all night.
Yeah, Solo and
With
KO.
his Gomez Adams mustache.
I saw a photo of that. Wow.
There's no real photos out there, but if man.
Oh really? Somebody doctored it pretty good then.
Yeah, there's a bunch of doctored photos online, but there's no legitimate photo out there, and I'm shocked that a wrestler did not just snap a cell phone pic and let that shit leak.
My favorite is the photo of Vince and someone just used MS Paint with a black across his mouth. Solo KO had a great match there, ended in DQ, which is going to lead to a match tonight. A street fight, is that what it is, or something fancy?
Street fight. It's supposed to close the show.
Something fancy like that. Sammy still trying to mend fences with KO. KO not having it yet. The saga continues. Bianca beat Carmella after about a 10-minute match there. Still loving the Carmella and Chelsea Green tag team here that's starting to form. I think they work well together. Of course, we all are fans of Chelsea Green at this point as well.
That's a tandem that's going to send Adam Pearce into early retirement.
Right. Chelsea selling the Mist was a nice highlight as well. And Seth Rollins, wow. That Candyland jacket was something else, wasn't it?
Seth freaking Candy Cane Rollins.
Oh, wow. That was insane. Pretty fun segment there. I think Logan Paul again does a good job, and he's better in the heel role because nobody likes him. so they're gonna boo him, you know. Poor Ziggler had to lose to Omos in 30 seconds. Then we got a Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor palate cleanser after that. That's the right way to put it, right?
That's fair.
Nikki Cross getting squashed. I don't like that, Matt.
They're building something for Nikki. I feel like Sanity is coming back, but they're probably holding that off until after Mania. So,
boy, did John Cena take Theory to town.
Oh no, Theory buried, LOL.
Oh my God, that was some good shit, pal. From John Cena.
Yeah, and we all know Theory's winning now, but I mean it was a damn fun promo regardless.
And then the random let's bring Cody Rhodes out. I guess we're passing the torch type of thing. I don't know. What was that all about?
Yeah, it was absolutely a pass the torch moment from Cena to Cody.
Yeah, because
I thought it worked perfectly.
They went to commercial.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it was right up there with Taker and Bray doing that, handshake and Taker whispering into his ear thing on the road to the Rumble. To me, it was just like that. It's just like the yesterday stars, offering the rub to the newer stars of today. I think it's a good thing. Oh, Greg. You couldn't be more right.
For those listening on the podcast, Greg Bush saying the Gargano theme is such a downgrade.
I hate it so much. It's so not like the original Rebel Heart was so special.
Yeah.
And that shit that they're using now, I feel like they've remixed it every 2 weeks now.
Right, trying to get it to sound better.
Yeah, they're trying to get it to sound better. Here's an idea. Go back in the studio and record it from scratch.
Here's an idea. Here's an idea. Fucking pay CFO because they actually knew how to make entrance themes. That's the reason why the Gargano theme got changed.
To me, just pay the damn royalties and keep the freaking music.
That's the reason why most of these themes changed.
To me, it's a situation of WWE being cheap. And stop being cheap at the expense of the production of your show, because entrance music is a big part of production. So,
where are we going with Baron Corbin? Bum ass.
Does anybody care?
I do. I like Corbin.
Yeah. Look, if we're getting bum ass, broke ass Corbin, like that was easily the most entertaining iteration of Corbin. So I mean, if we're heading back to that, I'm all for it. But
I'd like to see a return of the lone wolf, but I don't think we're gonna get that.
you can't do the lone wolf without the hair.
Yeah,
And that hair ain't ever growing back.
Yeah,
Because he was balding kind of before he even
was
cut
fighting.
that.
He was
Yeah.
fighting the
So
good
like
fight back then.
once he let it go, like that ain't coming back. Like you can't do the lone wolf without the hair. So
Yeah,
he
MK
has
with
to
a
do
good
something
point.
else.
MK with a good point. $1 billion company, no need to be cheap.
Yes, exactly. It's not like it's not like they can't afford it. Like Tony Khan's going out here licensing real copyrighted music on the weekly, it seems. And WWE can't afford to pay CFOs some fucking royalty fees? Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like
once
let the people have the better music, for crying out loud.
I mean, once the sale happens, maybe there's a chance, but oh. But yeah, I mean but that's it, I don't think that's going to take it, Mark Cho. I think he's going to need a wig.
Wig would not work.
Greg Bush fighting the good fight as well.
Keep fighting, Greg. We love you, man.
I'm balding the same way as Baron, though. He's not getting that back. Yeah. A good segment with Lita, Becky, and Trish. Confirmed. Obviously, this probably was a plan that probably had to swerve because Ronda got hurt, and now we're gonna they still seem
to think she's gonna make Mania. Some of the plans I've heard is like the tag team working twice.
Oh,
like whoever the tag team champions are will work both nights, and one night they'll work the 6-woman, and the other night they'll defend the titles. And according to Worked Wrestling, who's one of the newer sources online as of late, but generally their information's has been pretty damn good so far. They're saying that the working plan is that Trish Stratus is going to turn heel at WrestleMania and work a program with Becky all the way to SummerSlam.
I've heard that.
Mm-hmm. So it's like she's not back for a one-off. Sounds like she's going to be back for a while, which I think that's really freaking cool.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
And I'm all for it.
And we close the show with the greatest story being told in pro wrestling, Bloodline Sami Zayn. Sammy and Jimmy giving us a good match there. And Jay coming out, and boy, makes you think, I mean, we all saw it coming, but still, the way it was executed, that super kick was tremendous. I loved it.
He didn't do it. Jay didn't do it to turn on Sammy. Jay did it to protect Jimmy.
He did it for family.
This all harkens back to the beginning of the Bloodline story. This is all connected. Jay would not fall in line for what Roman Reigns wanted, and he didn't fall in line until Roman put Jimmy in harm's way in that I Quit match. And that's what put Jay in line. And again, Roman threatened Jimmy on the Friday before that Raw. So Jay did what he had to do for his family to protect Jimmy.
It was on Jimmy.
And he attacked Sammy. This wasn't him like really turning against Sammy. He didn't have a choice. And he basically was pushed his back up against the wall. And I can't wait for the Jay Roman feud.
Yeah,
that's going to come out after WrestleMania, because I think Jay gets his big win.
I've been saying that all night,
and then Roman takes a vacation for a while.
I've been saying that all along. That's SummerSlam right there. Jay and Roman bookends.
I think they do it way before that. I think they do it at Backlash. And I don't think we see Roman again until SummerSlam.
I've said all along that should be the end of the storyline of how everything started. Daryl in the chat, who main events night 1?
To me personally, it's KO and Sammy and the Usos.
Yep.
Because
Cody Roman
anybody that can normally make an argument for one of the women's title matches, the build for both of them have been so piss poor that neither of those matches belong in a main event.
The 6-woman tag is more interesting.
The 6-woman tag would be more interested in either of the singles feuds, which is a shame because I think both of those matches are going to be awesome, but the build has been abysmal. And I actually think they're actually purposely booking those matches poorly in order to make the excuse as to why that they're not main eventing.
Ah.
I really truly believe it's like there's a method behind why they're treating them the way that they are. Because I think KO and Sami and the Usos are main eventing night 1. I think it's a bloodline WrestleMania across the board.
Daryl
Roman
says
night
he was
2,
only.
Usos night 1.
Oh, he's going to night 1. Oh, I didn't know you're going to LA there. Cool.
How you missing? Now you missing Cody and Roman, D?
All right.
What are you doing?
Greg, Jay's been, Greg agrees with me. Jay's been the real part of the whole story. He's putting money down that Jay Roman at SummerSlam. That's what I think too. I think Roman takes time off.
I think it happens way sooner.
See, I think he takes time off after losing the title. And then tries to come back and then berates the Usos to the point where Jay says, fuck you, and here we go.
I mean, it's possible.
Daryl pulling his Heath Slater. I got kids. I got kids, man. I got kids.
But shit.
Frantic World. Jack Hartwell had a good match with Brian Cage. Yeah, Jack Hartwell's a good talent. If you watch GCW fans were treated to the tag team of Jack Hartwell and Starboy Charlie. That was pretty cool. Was that Rampage or was that Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor.
I'm trying to play catch up. Shit's mixing in. Now let's move on to the Le Blue brand of SmackDown. Kick things off with the 5-way to determine who the number 1 contender to Gunther was. And boy, if you would have listened to this show, you would have known who was going to win that. And it was 2 winners. Sheamus and
again, there will be
2 winners
or 2 losers this Friday on SmackDown.
No winners. It's going to be a triple threat, as it's been.
I don't even know why they're dragging it out at this point. That's the match everybody wants. You're not going to take one of those out. And
I really didn't want Drew involved. I didn't.
Then what do you do? Okay. Devil's advocate. Let's say Drew's out. What's Drew doing at WrestleMania?
Yeah, I know, but I'd have to think about that. But
well, by all means, think about it. Let me know before the end of the show how you.
I just wanted
if he's not involved in that match.
I just wanted the story to be Sheamus overcoming Gunther by himself to win the only title he hasn't won.
To me, it doesn't matter.
I don't hate that Drew's involved.
If he pins Drew, it's still great, and it protects Gunther.
True.
If Sheamus pins Drew and wins the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther's reign can end without being pinned, and they can move him on to a WWE Championship feud. We could do Cody and Gunther at SummerSlam if they play their cards right.
Yeah.
So, I think the triple threat's perfect because if Gunther's going to lose, you can protect him. He doesn't need to take the pinfall to lose the championship.
I think that's beat Cody.
I don't think Cody's reign should be that short. So I'm gonna say no. But I can absolutely see, as long as Triple H continues to have the creative book and Vince doesn't weasel his way back in permanently, I can absolutely see a WWE Championship reign for Gunther in the next few years. For sure.
Starting the feud between the Judgment Day and Legado, all from Dominic and Rey's feud as well. All of Legado showing that they have the back of Rey. I love the partnership of what's going on with Santos and Rey. I like that story. And I may be in the minority, but I'm excited to see Rey and Dominic at WrestleMania. I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be. It's been a pretty good story. That led to a 6-man tag match with Legado and Judgment Day that the bad guys got the win after with Dominic pinning Del Toro. Braun and Ricochet took on the Viking Raiders. Very good match there, and I'm still liking that pairing of Braun and Ricochet. Maybe we'll put the titles on them once they get split up sometime. Charlotte had kind of an open-ish challenge. Shotzi answered that.
That match was not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And Rhea kind of made her appearance known there.
Yeah, and the after promo wasn't much better.
Yeah.
Which is really sad. Like I don't like I said earlier. I think they're purposely culling these two women's title pictures off, so they have a built-in excuse as to why they're not main eventing.
That's a good theory, man. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
And then the Usos close the show. Cody answers because he's getting kind of called out. Sammy coming through in this hoodie through the crowd as he has always been doing. I wonder if we eventually get a 6-man tag either Friday or next Monday, and then that 6-man tag maybe solidifies KO's acceptance of Sammy. I don't know, because obviously remember that segment. Remember last week the segment we both missed until
Cody
somebody
talking to KO in the back. Yeah,
until somebody pointed it out on Twitter, a backstage interview, and in the background there's Cody Rhodes talking to KO.
What I think it's going to be at some point before WrestleMania, it's going to be Cody and Sammy and a partner of their choosing against the Usos and Solo Sikoa, and they can't find anybody. Like something just keeps on happening that they can't get a partner, and like in the middle of the match, when all hope seems lost, KO's music hits and he comes out and takes the tag from. He'll take the. Yes, it was Rampage. I get all my wrestling's blurring together right now. I'm watching wrestling almost 7 days a week now. Sometimes the matches blur together on me.
I watched 6 hours worth on Saturday. So.
I KO will take the tag from Cody, in clean house.
Yeah.
Because I think at that point then there'll be some semblance of KO being willing to work.
Yeah,
with Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Mark Cho in the chat, I think after Mania, Cody splits the belts and says he's a fighting champion. I agree. That's one good way. Maybe that's the way you put Gunther. Maybe he loses one to Gunther.
I think. I'm sure WWE is probably not thrilled about this idea, but I think the best way to handle it would be to merge those two championships into one again. And if he's not going to be working. If Cody's not going to be willing to work Raw and SmackDown on a consistent basis, you create a new championship for SmackDown.
Yeah.
MK, and it's just that simple.
MK in the chat, does Vicky Guerrero ask out of her AEW contract right now and join the Mysterio side? No.
Her deal's up in like July.
And she's going to be doing something outside of wrestling. So Dom and Ray's going to be great, says Greg Bush in the chat. Dom was needing a character tweak. That's what he's gotten. Mega Heat coming after Mania. Yeah, I kind of like what they've been doing. It's kind of been jokish with the whole prison thing, but Dom as a heel has been kind of working. It's interesting. Rhea's momentum has really stalled, but she should beat Charlotte. I fully agree, MK.
I agree. Yeah. And I think the momentum for the entire match is stalled. I don't think that just falls on Rhea. I think you just as much on Charlotte as well.
Yeah, you got a really good point there with purposely not making those feuds interesting. Moving on to AEW now, we kick things off with the International Championship.
Orange. Yeah,
it's not yet.
At that point, it was still the All Atlantic, JB.
Lethal and Orange Cassidy, 15 minutes. No shenanigans really from because Lethal told everybody to stay in the back, and they had a damn good match, man. I thought Lethal and Orange. I
don't think Lethal told everybody to stay in the back. The referees swarmed the ramp and made them all leave.
Oh, I thought Jay was like pushed them.
No,
back.
Lethal came out with all of them. The referees came out and said, "Now y'all getting out of here."
Ricky Starks getting attacked by a Bullet Club affiliated Juice Robinson.
I loved and hated this at the same time because when I heard the Bullet Club, I didn't think of fucking Juice Robinson. I thought of Jay White.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, it's on. And it was Juice Robinson. And don't get me wrong, I love Juice. He's great. But if you're doing a tease surprise like that and I hear the Bullet Club track, I thought it was Jay White. So I was a bit annoyed. I was a bit annoyed by that segment.
So Tuesday on social media.
I'm so glad he's done with Jericho.
Yeah, we all are. So Tuesday on social media, we learned that Wardlow's vehicle was broken into. His gear was stolen. His TNT title was stolen.
Or was it?
And we're like, and then even when he did the interview with Tony, and he looked like shit. He looked like he had a shitty night and didn't sleep. So. But now we're thinking with this invention of QTV with QT Marshall, and Might have been work. We might have got worked, Matt. We might have got worked.
Dude, if this turns out to 100% be a work, this might be one of the best works in the history of professional wrestling. That was so well done and so absolutely believable given the area and the time frame and everything that would have occurred.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Story if they legitimately had the footage on Wednesday to prove that this was a work the entire time.
I think it was. I think
fucking bravo to everybody involved that came up with that idea.
Yeah,
they fucking nailed it. They nailed it. If you can work me to that level, to the point where I don't see it coming, like, that's masterful. And like, I didn't even question it because everything about that situation checked out.
Not until QT Marshall
after
cut
Dynamite.
that promo. Yep.
He put that tweet out, like, I wonder who stole blah blah blah. I wonder who broke into Wardlow's car, blah blah blah, and then promoted QTV for this week. So I was just like, oh shit.
So what makes me think that Statlander's not going to be the one to end Jade's reign is Ruby brought her up, and I think Statlander's going to be in that feud with the Outcasts. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But Ruby Soho beat Sky Blue in a decent little match there, and then they did some spray paint. Willow Nightingale.
I'm so over the fucking spray paint.
I know
I don't like it at all because it doesn't even look good. At least when the NWO was doing it, you could read it. Like, half the time, I can't even tell that it's supposed to be an L. Like, just it's not working.
It's because it's not spray paint. They actually use spray paint in the NWO.
I really like the faction. I like Saraya.
I do too.
Tony Storm and Ruby Soho together. I think it's a great faction, and I think Ruby's promo went a long way in establishing and solidifying why this faction is important and why we should take it seriously. But the fucking spray paint bullshit.
Yeah.
They need to either figure out a way to revamp it, or just fucking stop it.
I say get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
Because it fucking sucks right now.
FTR had a great interview with Tony. Good to see them guys back.
Look, I said this on Twitter last week. We're all really quick to praise what those two men do in the ring. You know, every time the bell rings. Not enough people give credit for how good they can talk. Like, both of them cut tremendous promos on Dynamite last week.
Yep.
And just, man, they're the complete package, dude. I can't wait to see them champions again.
Yeah. I mean, even Dax usually talks a lot more, but Cash cut a great promo there as well. Jade talking about her championship thing there that we just talked about earlier today. JAS took on AR Fox, Darius, and Dante. JAS got the win, claiming they're the next rightful heirs to the trios titles. The lights went out. We thought it was House of Black, but no, it was Kansas playing. Great pop there. Great little swerve too that it wasn't House of Black right away. I kind of like that. We set up that trios match here for this Wednesday. Bryan Danielson basically after his hour-long match, kind of saying it's time to go home. So he'll be taking a little bit of a break as well.
Talk about another guy who's so underrated as a promo.
Doing that.
Imagine 15 years ago when they had his detractors and said he couldn't talk.
Right.
Like, my God, dude. What a promo Bryan Danielson is.
Well, Mox and Hangman just can't quit each other because after the BCC beat Dark Order, they started to destroy the Dark Order. Uno tried to help, and then Hangman making the save. I am loving heel Wheeler Yuta has been great. We haven't really seen much. I mean, Mox, he's always been the kind of teetering the line, and Claudio hasn't really. But I think Wheeler's really fully embraced the heel role, and he's been doing a good job, and it went to show on Ring of Honor, which we won't have time to talk about.
We're desperately out of time. We gotta go.
But then of course TNT, Wardlow and Hobbs, great match there with QT making the surprise run in there as apparently we might have got worked there. So
look, when you can work me, I love it, man. Well done.
Real quick, Ring of Honor.
Bravo.
Joe and Deppen, damn good match. Very excited to see Mark Briscoe against Joe. I don't know if that's super card or I don't know. Did you watch or did you read spoilers on Ring of Honor? I did not.
You mean for like the next 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I mean, I don't remember them.
But Mark and Joe didn't happen, did it?
Oh no, that's happening in Supercard of Honor.
Okay.
Yes.
What else is good that how Trish Adora, Billy Starks had a good match there. A guy named Man Scout. Who's the Boy Scout? Matt's seen him before. I had not.
Yeah, he teams a lot with Dan the Dad on Wrestling Revolver.
Yuta and Thatcher had a great match for the Pure Championship. Beat the shit out of each other. Holy crap. That was probably the best, second best thing. Main event. Willow and Athena was fucking good, wasn't it?
Yeah, they fucking killed it. Great main event.
Let's look forward to tonight and to Wednesday. Wednesday, House of Black, Elite, JAS, Triple Threat, Hangman and Dark Order take on the Blackpool Combat Club. We'll hear from MJF. It's going to be his rebar mitzvah celebration. I loved how they used his like 15-year-old photo on one of the promos. Orange against Jeff Jarrett for the International Championship. The debut of QTV, Jade Cargill's Open Challenge, and we'll hear from the Outcast. It should be an eventful evening. And Monday Night Raw starts in 2 minutes. And we got your plans here. Bear with me. We're going to have an Edge promo. Gargano and Loomis take on the Judgment Day. Brock Lesnar and Omos face-to-face. Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah! Elias is going to get killed by Bronson Reed, thanks to Rick Boogs. Austin Theory and John Cena. I guess they're just going to recap that. Dawkins taking on Theory. I bet that'll be an underrated match right there. I think that's going to be a good one. Seth Rollins against Baron Corbin. Bianca Belair, Chelsea Green. Oh, good. We're going to see a Chelsea Green match. I'm excited. Dante Chin from NXT is going to take on Cedric Alexander in main event. Of course, Alexander has been talking about wanting to face Wes Lee for the North American title. So we may see Cedric in NXT. Trick Williams, of course, is going to, with Carmelo Hayes, he's going to be on main event as well. In terms of the not much in the spoiler department there, but hopefully we get a good Raw, Matt. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I know there's a lot to cover this week. I'm sure we probably missed some stuff in the chat. I sincerely apologize.
Yeah, when we get to the end of it, we got to kind of kick it into gear.
We're kind of up against it right now. I promise, if we missed your question, ask us again next week. We will absolutely get to you. I apologize, but yeah, we're right up against Raw right now, and at least my laptop.
Matt's not dying tonight.
Survived this week. No,
yeah, Matt's not dying tonight.
Did not die this week. So hopefully that was a one-time occurrence. And let's hope.
Oh, breaking news! Again. Breaking news before
this
we
is
end
not
it.
Breaking news. I talked about this on Twitter before the show, and I'm very happy about it. I mean, I guess it is breaking news of like an hour and a half ago or whatever. But let's all enjoy Raw. Let's enjoy Dynamite.
Let's enjoy the death of Power Slap, so we don't have to watch that shit after Dynamite goes off the
Power
air.
Slap, never fucking come back.
For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost the Midcard. Come join us next week at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. But have yourselves a great week, and thank you for tuning in as we are brought to you by Bet Online.